Watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
Now on News 6, protesters beware. The rules are changing in Winter Park. Why city leaders just passed new restrictions on where you can speak out, and plenty of people did before the vote.
Everybody hands up!
Well, it has happened yet again. Hours after we got this dash cam video of a driver going 155 on I-4, troopers arrested a third driver in 3 days.
Plus, gotta steal them all. A case of grand theft Pokemon in Central Florida. The search is on for someone who stole $25,000 in cards, and it may surprise you to learn how many Pokemon were taken.
We sort of, in our brains, think, oh, it's the same people all the time. It's the same people all the time. It's not. If you really pay attention, it's a different person every time you drive past somebody.
His nonprofit helps the homeless find homes, and they've just got a giant new federal grant. Why they call that gift bittersweet.
But we start now at 11 tonight with a local mother's plea for answers.
It's very traumatic. It's very heart-wrenching.
The family was just about to declare her adult daughter missing when she was found murdered hundreds of miles from home. 40-year-old Alicia Wolf was a mother and a grandmother herself. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. The family last spoke to her about 12 days ago as they were filing a missing persons report last week. They learned her body was found dumped behind a truck stop in Tennessee. News 6 community correspondent Troy Campbell spoke with the family.
The woman's family says it's not like her to go several days without calling, so they knew something was wrong. We spoke to the woman's mother, who says she doesn't know how her daughter ended up going from here in Central Florida all the way to Tennessee.
A mother's worst nightmare for your child to be taken from you like this. A parent always thinks that they're going to go before their children.
Cindy Turner shared these photos with News 6, showing her daughter, 40-year-old Alicia Wolf. She says she last spoke to her on July 11th. And was in the middle of filing a missing persons report last week when she got the devastating update. And they said they are investigating this as a homicide.
They are investigating it as a homicide. It is an ongoing investigation. I keep in touch with the detectives. They're all working together.
According to her family, Manchester, Tennessee police found Wolf's body in a field near the Truckers Inn on Monday, July 14th. More than 600 miles from her home in Orlando. What went through your mind when your granddaughter tells you over the phone that she was found in Tennessee?
Flabbergasted. I want to know who this was. I want to know who did this to my child.
Wolf's family says she had her own struggles.
My daughter had a little bit of a problem, an addiction problem. It's very traumatic. It's very heart-wrenching.
And you want whoever did this to be held responsible?
I want them to be held responsible because someone has to stop these people. We're trying to get answers. I'll feel better, and I won't stop until I get the answers that I need. I want this person to pay for what he did to my baby.
Because they believe no matter what, somebody dropped her body where it was found.
Absolutely. She was dumped. She was dumped there like a piece of trash.
And anyone with information on the case is asked to call the Manchester, Tennessee Police Department. We have their contact on our website, clickorlando.com. In Altamont Springs, I'm your community correspondent, Troy Campbell, News 6.
New at 11 tonight, protesters be warned there are new restrictions coming soon as to where and how you can make your voice heard. Months of debate came down to a very close 3-2 vote tonight by city commissioners. The new ordinance restricts protests around the Winter Park Library, Event Center, and MLK Park. It would create a buffer zone prohibiting people from coming in with signs. It came in response to recent interruptions at the library and event center. The plan passed tonight after more than an hour of passionate debate and despite nearly unanimous opposition from those who spoke.
I had a lot of questions as to why this was seen as so necessary. Why is there a desire to restrict movement in this area?
I think it's a slippery slope, and I don't think that corrects the problem, and it certainly doesn't correct the
the symbolic nature of adopting an ordinance like this.
Who determines which 2 or more people are allowed to assemble, and how is permission granted or denied?
So violators will be warned. Repeat offenders could face fines.
A triple murder case that gained national attention has now ended. 2 Marion County teens learned today they will spend the rest of their lives in prison. A third, who was just 12 years old at the time, will spend most of his life behind bars. Robert Patterson Robinson was the last to receive a life sentence late this afternoon. News 6's Emily McLeod was in the court today in Marion County.
The offenses in this case are absolutely heinous.
Judge Robert Hodges handing down 5 life sentences for Robert Robinson on Wednesday. 3 of those are for the 2023 murders of Layla Silvernail, Michael Hodo Jr., and Camille Quarles.
The only sentence that's appropriate for these crimes is life imprisonment.
It was an emotional day in court for the friends and families of the 3 teens killed in 2023. Michael Hodo's father delivering an impact statement to Robert Robinson through a victim's advocate.
My son is in a jar on my mantle.
Prosecutors presenting evidence to the court on Wednesday. Judge Hodges asking a simple question to one of the state's witnesses.
During the 8 hours, did he ever say why they did this?
The why was because of wanting a firearm that Mr. Hodo had.
And prior to his sentencing, Robinson addressing the courtroom.
I'm not going to make excuses for it or blame anybody but myself.
All 3 in this case will have the opportunity to have their sentences reviewed years from now. To read more details about what happened in court, you can head to clickorlando.com. I'm your Marion County community correspondent, Emily McLeod, News 6.
The youngest defendant, Christopher Atkins, who was 12 at the time of the murders, was sentenced to 40 years yesterday.
Well, I hate to sound like I'm repeating myself, but it feels like super speeder deja vu this week in Seminole County. This guy is at least the 3rd man arrested in 3 days for blasting past 100 miles an hour on I-4. All 3 were stopped in Seminole County. Troopers say 25-year-old Logan Mills was going 116 and a 65 zone early this morning near Lake Mary. He was arrested under Florida's brand new super speeder law. It took effect July 1st. Early yesterday, troopers say they stopped this guy, 20-year-old Ian Rivera Marrero, going 135 and a 60. His VW Golf was on the I-4 express lanes in the Longwood area.
People traveling over 100 miles per hour on the interstate. We happen to see it all the time. In this new law, you're looking at potential hefty fines and even jail time.
Over the weekend, FHP says another 20-year-old Octavius Hunt was clocked going 155 in the I-4 express lanes in Altamont Springs. Under that new super speeder law, drivers clocked going 50 miles per hour over the limit or more than 100 face up to 30 days in jail and a $500 fine. Repeat offenders could get 90 days and a $1,000 fine. Their driver's license could also be revoked for a year.
We are hoping so. We're hoping we're going to get results. We're hoping that your viewers are listening, because it's not just a ticket they're walking away with now. They could be behind bars.
Troopers tell News 6 they plan to continue cracking down on these super speeders until drivers get the message and slow down.
New at 10 tonight, an alert for animal lovers in Flagler County. Close to 100 cats are about to need forever homes, all taken from the home of a senior. On Facebook, Sheriff Rick Staley says they found the well-meaning cat lover overwhelmed during a welfare check. Here's a look at about 20 of the 96 cats removed from that home in the Palm Coast area. This was yesterday. Deputies say there was no intentional neglect, but the living conditions were just simply unsafe. Animal Control took the cats to Flagler Animal Hospital for evaluation. As they are declared healthy, each one will be available for adoption through the Flagler Humane Society.
We sort of, in our brains, think, oh, it's the same people all the time. It's the same people all the time. It's not. If you really pay attention, it's a different person every time you drive past somebody.
New at 10 tonight, wisdom learned on the front lines of helping people in our area go from homeless to housed. News 6 has profiled the Christian Service Center's work for years. Tonight, they're getting a big boost in their push to help at least 850 people find homes. The center was just awarded a 3rd federal grant, this one worth $875,000. Unfortunately, they are getting more grant money because the homeless problem keeps growing as well. Here's Paramore community correspondent Jarrell Baker.
Eric Gray with the Christian Service Center says that they're starting to see more people in need of housing.
The median rent and median housing costs are continuing to rise at a really unprecedented pace. When you have that happen, and then at the same time you have a very low inventory of affordable apartments for families that are lower income, it just creates sort of a stew of ugly.
He says that ugly has grown worse each year since rules blocking most evictions during the pandemic ended about 5 years ago.
We went in Orange County from about 9,000 evictions annually to about 16,000, except it happened again at the same rate the next year, and then the next year, and then again last year.
Now the center is working to use a new $875,000 federal HUD grant to house at least 850 people this year.
So far since January, we're at 387, so we're tracking to where we'll more than meet our goal.
The Rapid Unsheltered Survivor Housing Grant is normally a one-time deal, but since they've helped 256 people, including 110 families in Paramore in 2023, and 305 people last year, they're receiving this grant for a third time.
We've built a lot of credibility because everything's paid on time, the paperwork is easy, the case managers are easy to work with. So just like anything in life, you do it over and over and over again, you get better at it.
That experience also means that they're now spending much less, about $578 to help each person last year, down from $1,340 when they started. Grace says that the rush money can pay for first month's rent and a security deposit, or it can pay for tickets to reunite people with families across the U.S. In Paramore, Jarrell Baker, News 6.
It's an incredible amount of savings from 23 to 24.
Sure.
One local city has a warning tonight about water bills. Don't panic when you see them.
The Reason when News 6 at 10 continues. Jonathan.
The rain wrapping up tonight. We'll see a few more storms tomorrow, and then it's going to be the huge heat returning for your weekend. We're going to break it all down in your 7-day forecast coming up at about 10:17.
A mama dolphin tangled in a trap, all new in minutes. See how volunteers and deputies teamed up to save her as her calf watched.
First, though, gotta steal them all? The search is on for someone who stole $25,000 in Pokemon cards, and it might surprise you to learn how many were taken. You're watching News 6 at 10, live on a Wednesday night. We're covering Flagler Beach, Fruitland Park, and all of Central Florida.
Well, Pokemon's catchphrase is "gotta catch 'em all," but police are looking to capture just one Pokemon fan.
A DeLand card store owner says that person was caught on surveillance video breaking in, stealing $25,000 worth of cards with Pikachu and his pals.
As Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed explains, this is not the first card store targeted in our area.
The front door here at Gem Mint Cards has since been replaced, but the store owner tells us that the thief smashed it in Monday morning, getting access to the store and those valuable cards.
There's glass everywhere, cards everywhere.
Surveillance video shows the thief run into Gem Mint Cards with a hood, mask, and gloves on while carrying a plastic tub. They can then be seen behind the counter filling the tub with cards and collectibles. The store's alarm blared, but when DeLand police got here, the suspect had already taken off.
Most of these shelves contain like higher value Pokemon cards. A lot of them are graded cards. So like the top rated, like most expensive cards. And then a lot of our cards are used for players who want to build decks.
Owner Kristen Wybo says Pokemon cards are starting to gain more value. She thinks interest in them is creeping up to an all-time high. Overall, what would you say this was probably worth that he took?
$25,000, $30,000 that quick, yeah.
Just last week in the Mandarin area of Jacksonville, police say $5,000 worth of Pokemon cards were taken in a smash and grab. Last month in Marion County, Bellevue police say a thief stole $35,000 worth of Pokemon cards from a local store. It's not just Central Florida. Valuable Pokemon card thefts at collectible shops have also been reported in the last 2 months in several states.
So they all seem to match, plus the way that he wears gloves and a hoodie and everything like that, it seems very similar.
Wybo and her team have since cleaned up the store, but are wary leaving now.
A lot of people right now think of Pokemon as like money on a shelf, but like it sucks for everybody in the hobby because this is just like, something that they love, something that they want to share with people.
Now the store has since reopened. Of course, police are still looking for that thief. If you have any information, the DeLand police ask you to give them a call. I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Molly Reed, News 6.
Now, we made the mistake on our newscast at 9 o'clock tonight asking where would one find such cards.
Apparently, a comic book store. But
know.
that looked like mostly focused on Pokemon cards. Big sellers, too, I guess.
Well, heads up tonight about a water bill scare in Brevard County.
Leaders in Melbourne want to let everybody know their water will not be shut off after notices were sent out recently. Phones started ringing off the hook after a bunch of people got notices saying they missed water payments. What really happened? The city got some new software or machinery to automatically send out physical water bills to people who still want them, and it wasn't working correctly for June billing cycle. So because of that, as many as 24,000 customers may have noticed that they are going to have to pay their water or it'll be shut off because they missed a payment. So city staff says nobody's service is actually being disconnected because of the glitch and no late fees will be charged.
Still scary to see that notice, though. New at 10 tonight, a mama dolphin's free to swim with her calf tonight thanks to some volunteers who really got results. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey gave them a shout out tonight on social media. A volunteer with Hub's SeaWorld Research Institute spotted the bottlenose dolphin struggling. This was Sunday. She was caught in a crab trap just south of the Max Brewer Causeway. Her calf didn't want to leave her side, though. With the help of deputies, the volunteers cut the dolphin free of that rope around her tail there. Mama and baby both swam off together. The humans removed several crab traps and ropes in that area.
Thank goodness they found.
Yeah.
Hey, a well-known mural in Volusia County is getting some new life. Artist Courtney Canova says he started repainting the butterfly mural off State Road 44 in DeLand. He's working to fix the mural after it was vandalized 5 times between May and June. The mural celebrates DeLand as Florida's first monarch city, and the artist says this isn't the first time it's been repainted.
It's a tedious process, especially when you're doing it the second time or third time.
The mural has been around for 7.5 years. Canova says he's just hoping the suspect is finally caught.
And just taking a glimpse at it, it's really beautiful.
It looks great.
All right, meteorologist Jonathan Kekis joins us now with a look at what happened today. We got a lot of rain. We wish we could save some of it for part of the weekend, though.
It'd be nice to get some of that to cool things off, but I do not think it's going to be widespread this weekend by any means, all because of this big chunk of low pressure stalled boundary to our north. That's been the focal point for the extra rain today with that storm system moving forming along the North Gulf Coast. It's helping to drape all that tropical moisture in from the Atlantic. It's why the humidity has been juiced a little bit further, and we'll continue to see that storm motion as well tomorrow as we fire up storms, although I do think it's going to be at a lower clip coverage-wise than what we've seen. There are those few scattered downpours, a few trying to sneak in overnight again with the breeze, so with the wind flow off of the Atlantic pumping in that moisture. There's 10 o'clock tomorrow. Most of us are on the drier side. I think still by 2 to 3 we'll keep things dry, and then we start to fire up those storms as they work through the interior part of the Florida Peninsula tomorrow and kind of ride right up through north central Florida. And again, that's where the heaviest rain likely going to hang out tomorrow. Temperatures where we are right now, we're in the upper 70s in Sanford, Oviedo. We are at 75 degrees, 76 in Bushnell, Groveland. We are at 77 degrees. Starting things off tomorrow, pretty much right where we are now. Rain chances for the rest of the overnight. And when you wake up tomorrow at 50%, I really think those are held to those few stray downpours that could try to sneak on the Space Coast tomorrow morning. Otherwise, I think most of us are going to wake up dry and sunny tomorrow before we crank up the storm chances again, although a little bit lower of a percentage tomorrow at 60%. We're at 94 degrees tomorrow, a little bit hotter as, again, more sunshine to start the day. We're at 94 in Groveland, back to the upper 80s along the coastline in Daytona Beach, Palm Coast, Bunnell. We're back to the lower 90s as well. Then we really crank up the heat. As mentioned, tomorrow we're back to the low to mid 90s. I think we're staying away from records tomorrow, but it's once we get into Friday and especially Saturday and Sunday, we're back to 97 for a high temperature on Saturday. The record is 98 degrees. On Sunday, we are at 98. The record is 100. So it is going to be blazing hot, maybe even a degree or two hotter than what we just had last weekend. Tropical front, things are looking okay out there. We do have a few tropical waves, one hanging out in the eastern Caribbean right now that is not going to develop, and a few more through the main development region of the Atlantic. Watching a couple of juicy ones rolling off of Africa. Right now, there's no immediate threat. And then there's this little highlight here in the Gulf. That's from our system that brought us all the heavy rain this afternoon and part of yesterday as well. That is going to continue to fade away, at least fade to the west, leaving us alone, but it will continue to drag that tropical moisture and the thunderstorms from east to west again tomorrow. 94 with a 60% shot for storms tomorrow, 40% chance for rain on Friday, and then here comes the big heat Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. At least we get higher rain chances back in the picture Monday into the early stages of the upcoming work week, guys.
Jonathan, thank you. Well, this week, the I-4 food tour focuses on decadent desserts.
It was hard work, Ginger, but I really had to dig in to try the glass knife in Winter Park. I'll take you there next. She looks good. Today we're in an RV from Giant Recreation World, and I happen to have a sweet tooth. So we're going to the Glass Knife in Orlando. We are here at the Glass Knife in Winter Park, looking at the beautiful chocolate onyx. Chef Lauren here. Tell me about this thing.
So this is our chocolate onyx. This is our mousse-based pastry. And this is made with onyx coffee inside of the mousse, as well as a pastry cream coffee sphere that's in the center. We got some salted caramel in there as well.
No, this is not Willy Wonka's factory. This is the Glass Knife in Winter Park, famous for their sweets. And why wouldn't they be?
This is the point in this segment in which we cut to a slow motion slicing of the onyx. Play some sexy music.
Yeah.
Three days of someone's hard-earned labor has gone into making this beautiful pastry. The chocolate onyx, let's give it a try. It's delicious. If you like chocolate and you like coffee, the marriage here is great. And there are all these little Crispies on top. Look at the little Crispies. They go deliciously with all of this. So that's where that coffee deliciousness is, right inside there. Oh yeah. Good little shortbread cookie on the bottom. If chocolate mousse and espresso had a baby, this would be the little toddler here, right here. You can't beat it. If you ever need a sugar high mixed with your caffeine rush, check out the Glass Knife. I'll be back very soon.
Sponsored by Giant Recreation World. Visit Giant Recreation World today.
Thank you so much for joining us. You can find all of tonight's stories, plus breaking news on News 6 Plus.
It's free to download to your smart TV or streaming device. Have a great night. Really good show coming on next. Stick around.